Colleen Ballinger. Now that's a name you probably haven't heard of in like half a year, but everybody knows who she is because she is the one who created the infamous ukulele apology, one that some people consider to be the greatest hits of all time for 2023. If we still had YouTube Rewind, guarantee you see that song somehow inside of it. But anyways, the reason I'm actually making this video today is because Colleen Ballinger actually came back. Yeah, I know. Surprise. Hey, you know, the gift that keeps on giving, right? With this being the month of Thanksgiving, Colleen Ballinger decided to bless all of us and, you know, come back to YouTube because so many people were waiting. They wanted her back. And she decided to actually address, talk about the shit that happened months ago.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I've really missed this. I've missed talking to everyone every single day. Obviously, the last video that I posted on here, it's really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things, and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity and empathy, but instead I just let my ego take over, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
Now, for those who do not know or out of the loop, earlier this year, Colleen Ballinger was accused of a lot of terrible things. Let's just be real here. There's a lot of awful shit. With the biggest thing being with her communicating with her underage fans, aka minors. She was saying a lot of things you should not be saying to them at all. She shouldn't even be communicating with them with the way that she was. And so her response to it was a ukulele song, which of course everybody clowned on and dunked on because she didn't address anything. She said nothing of substance. She was like, y'all saying all this evil shit. And it's not true. You know, hop on this toxic gossip train because that's what all y'all are doing. You're just spreading toxicity. It's all just gossip. It ain't real. And then she just left it at that and pretty much made a fool of herself. Now, for what it's worth, I will at least give Colleen just one clap because at least this video started off better than the last one. It's not exactly a high bar to pass. It's definitely just the barest of the bare minimum, but at least she did that. She was just like, hey, that shit fucking sucked. Like, that was pretty much like the best I can get out of that. That was pretty much her like, hey, yo, this shit, all right, I ain't gonna lie, this shit was kind of bad.
Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy. And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions. And because of that behavior, people got hurt. And I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but it's clear that I did, and I feel so terrible about that. I also feel like there's probably people who are disappointed or feel abandoned by me because of my silence over the last few months. And I'm so sorry about that as well. I needed to take time to make sure I was listening and learning as much as possible. And I also needed to get the help that I needed to be okay. I'm a mom first and foremost before anything else. And I needed to take care of my kids. So
now listening to her response, it doesn't really equate to much. It's just like, hey, over the years, I said some fucked up things and some of my fan interactions, they were pretty bad. Realistically, they were awful. And I don't think that you're really delving into it the way you should have. And honestly, I don't think she's delving into it the way she needs to. It's pretty generalized. It's pretty just like, hey, over my career, I've said some bad things. And you know what? I've had some fan interactions that were definitely not the greatest. When in reality, it's a lot more serious than how she's summarizing the events to be. I think for the victims that have been affected by her, they were never actually addressed in this video. She doesn't even bother to acknowledge it or even really say anything when in reality, those are the people she should be apologizing to and actually really going a little bit more in depth and in detail because I think her fans deserve to know the things that she has done. Now, of course, is she going to go into it? No. I mean, this whole video is already fucked up for a couple different reasons that I'll get into later, but she's not really doing any. It's like what a lot of people have been saying. She just wants this to be over. This is pretty much like a, hey, all right, guys, last video, that shit sucked. I know it was trash, but hey, you know what? I'm sorry. Over my career, I've done a lot of bad things, and I took some time to think about it, and I learned that, yep, it wasn't good stuff. All right, guys, let's move on. That's pretty much what her apology 2.0 comes off as.
I am not a perfect person. And there are plenty of things in my past that I wish I could go back and redo and fix and change. I don't have control over any of that, and I don't have control over the things people say about me. I only have control over my actions moving forward. And so I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I create a positive, kind, inclusive, safe space online with my content. And if you want to be a part of my journey online, I would love to have you. And if not, I completely understand. I do not expect anyone to welcome me back with open arms. I don't expect to change anyone's mind with this video. I just wanted to come on here and say that I'm sorry. And I wanted to try to show people that it's possible for someone to grow and learn and be better after making mistakes many, many years ago.
And so that's pretty much where her second apology ends, is pretty much along the lines of, hey, I did things that weren't good. I wish I could go back and change things. Those were definitely not good things. But you know what? Going forward, we're going to be a good channel. I'm going to be a good role model. And I mean, it's just not what you expect from someone who's actually sincere. Like, I get to some extent the reason, you take time away so that maybe you can process things and understand that, hey, maybe the shit that I did wasn't correct. And I'm just talking about the ukulele shit. That's the other shit, all the nasty shit you can find on YouTube. There's so many videos. I already made one covering it earlier this year. But all of that, that's a whole nother beast. But just the ukulele shit, I could already say, I fucked up. I probably shouldn't have made that video. I should have made a more serious one. But then all this time goes by, and this is the best that you come up with. This is like, all right, hey, you know what? I fucked up. I've done some things in the past. What do you do? What are you going to address? Are you ever going to talk about the things that there's a lot of evidence and a lot of things that have been put out there? Are you ever going to address that specifically? Because just generalizing it, summarizing it, just, I've done some things. What are you talking about? Why even go through the trouble of making this other than for the fact just to say, hey, that ukulele shit, I didn't mean to do that. That was way out of line. I was emotional. All right, guys, back in the vlogs. I'm going to create a new whole safe haven space, and we're going to be positivity. Oh, yeah. And see, that's the other problem I had with this. Why do you make a fucking vlog be attached to this video? Why is this apology, if you will, why isn't it by itself? That makes no sense. In my opinion, if you really want this video to come off as sincere and that you were trying to actually act like at least you understand the severity of your actions and the things that you've done in the past, this video, first of all, wouldn't even be attached to a vlog. All right. Like, that makes no sense. It's just odd. Why have that be your second video? Just have it be, this is the main focus. But of course, to many people, including myself, we don't think that the apology, if you will, is that really that sincere. It's more of just a way to get people to shut the fuck up and make her fans happy. And from what a lot of other people have been pointing out, at least in her comment sections, I'm pretty sure it's probably filtered out really heavy, but all of his positivity is like, oh my God, you know what? Thank you, Colleen. You're the best. You know what? It's good to hear you say this. This is what we've been needing. Yeah, you could go, Colleen. Let's go. Vlogs are back. Woo! That's pretty. It's like a cheers, an applause. Like, let's go. When in reality, I don't think she said anything really that was like monumental or something that'd be like, God damn, oh shit, she really owned up. She's really taking accountability. No, nothing. Ultimately, her second apology didn't do much. It's just a bunch of filler words. It's like when you got to turn in a paper to your professor, and so you need to find a bunch of words to meet the word count. That's pretty much what her apology is in a nutshell. It's just a bunch of words. It's just saying stuff. A couple, I'm sorry here. You know what? I don't expect y'all to, come to accept my apology or like me or anything I do. I understand that. It's pretty much just like going through a checklist, making sure she ticked off a couple boxes, the bare minimum check boxes to be like, all right, I did this, I said this, I said this. All right, cool. Back to the main video. That's all her apology was. And honestly, it was dog shit. And the same reason why she's getting clowned again on YouTube by everybody. And it seems like, at least from the comments that have been filtered out, she's doing a good job to some people. Maybe not everybody. A lot of her videos, if you check on it right now, they all are, they're not doing too high in terms of likes, dislikes, but I'm pretty sure it's going to smooth itself out over time. Yeah, so you can sit there and see her fall vlog, 1 million views, 135,000 dislikes, 46,000 likes. Already crazy to imagine that. But then the next one's 354,000 views, 224,000 views, 236,000, 104,000. Sitting there just still going on. People sitting there commenting as is. And just everyone's just like coming back as how things were before. And I really do not think that her apology was good enough. I really don't think it even began to scratch the surface on all the allegations and the things that she's been accused of, or that she really even apologized to the victims that have been affected by her in the past. I don't think she did a good job with that either. I think overall this was just shitty. But those are just my thoughts. I just want to give a quick update to the situation, considering this has kind of been the first news since then. And I know people are going to ask me about it on stream, so I figured might as well make a video on it now. Anyways, you made this far into the video, consider giving a like, subscribing to the channel, leave me a comment below what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.